Well, in our last interview, you went into your background.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you talked about how you lived in a trap house when you were 14.
Mm-hmm.
And you said shootouts were actually normal.
Yeah.
During that time.
Mm-hmm.
How many shootouts have you been in?
Me officially?
Yeah. Aside from this one.
About 5 or 6.
Okay. So was there a certain level of familiarity and calmness when this was happening? Or is it just crazy every time, no matter what?
You know, it's kind of crazy because, not to like brag or anything, but I've been somewhat trained since a young boy how to like survive these kind of situations. So I was fairly calm. I thought I would be a lot more nervous than I was, but I was fairly calm. I prayed while I was in the midst of it. And then after I prayed, I was just super calm. And I just had to figure out how to survive. And then when you look at it, it's like, when I talk about it, it's deep because some of my favorite rappers was in that same situation. And they're street rappers, they shooters and everything, and they don't make it out. So me, I was just like...
Tupac?
Like one of my favorite artists is Mo3.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was like, I thought he was super talented.
Yeah, I interviewed him.
Super talented. And it's just like, you know, it's going, like I got a message today about somebody else got gunned down on the highway in Atlanta last night.
A rapper or?
We don't know who it is yet. They just looking at the car, but it's just, at my level, it's just like, you've been through it, you've been trained, you just do what you think you can do to survive at that point. And I had a great car to have this happen. It was more like a tank. So if you would have hit that many trees and poles, you'd probably be messed up if you was in a regular car.
Yeah.
Thank God I was in a Bentley.
Right. I mean, because you talked about in our last interview that there was a situation where a couple of guys tried to rob you,
mm-hmm.
and it turned into a shootout.
Yeah.
Which is potentially what happened here.
Yeah, I mean, but I was in the dope gang then.
Yeah.
This was just me casually. But, you know, a lot of times, man, you don't even know what happened to those dudes.
Yeah.
So I did think of that. Like, damn, did that catch up to me? Did anything happen to them in this shootout? Because after that, you just go home and hopefully you don't run into them again, or hopefully you do.
Well, right. And, you know, you talked about whether this situation somehow tied into your past.
Mm-hmm.
And in our last interview, you talked about how the OGs that you were with, at the point where people started getting interest in you with the music, they started blocking the deals.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, you had to pay them your entire $70,000 advance that you got from Akon in order to kind of separate yourself from them.
I think me being more of, like I said, from a Christian household and growing up a certain way, I understand they was a little threatening. So I had to figure out how to maneuver. So I ended up getting with, you know, Akon and Boo. And the advance I got from Akon and Boo, I just paid my OGs and everybody, and they let me go.
Aha. Can you say how much it was?
It wasn't that much. I probably got 70.
That's it. 70,000 is all they wanted to say, okay, we good. Now, 70,000 at the time was a ton of money.
Yeah,
but the amount of money that Cyhi the Prynce has made since then would probably make those dudes a little sick. You know what I mean? Like, kind of like, damn, like we let this dude go for 70,000. He's done made millions and millions.
But I don't think, like, I've seen them and talked to them since. They don't have any malicious. They're more proud of me because they've matured. You know what I'm saying? Okay. They have other businesses.
So you don't think it has anything to do with that?
Nah, I don't think it. I just think what it is Atlanta's on fire right now. And what I mean by that is, obviously we're in a pandemic, and this is the only city that's really making money.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
So it's like, it's so much beef, it's so many different rappers.
King Von got killed in Atlanta not too long ago.
Exactly. So it's so much beef, so many different rappers. Dudes got money on their heads, and you got guys that's neutral that'll collect for anybody. If you're trying to get some money, if you do something to somebody, you might not have nothing to do with it, but hey, bro, I got rid of your enemy. Cut me a check. We heard you had 100 in the street for him. Shit, give me 75, give me 50.
Yeah.
It's pandemic. I need some money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just so many things. The car breaking ins, home invasions. It's just a lot, man. It's just every time, like, as I think back on it, I just get upset a little bit because once it get to me, I feel like everybody's free game. And that's the scary part. Like, you ain't even got to be involved no more. You just be regular and still be involved in so many ways.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, and I learned this the hard way as well over the years, is that there's always a price for showing off. And you work hard. You deserve that Bentley. You didn't rob anyone for that Bentley. You got that Bentley from writing songs, putting out albums. But unfortunately, you having that car is going to make certain people upset. I've gone, I've never had a shootout, but I've had people turn against me. And then ultimately, when you peel away the layers, you find out it was over the money. It was over, you hear, oh yeah, Vlad had so-and-so. And, he showed me once and that made me feel a certain type of way because I didn't have that. And unfortunately, being flashy, unfortunately, just has a price associated with it. It's not a good price. It's something negative is going to come from it. And it's a hard thing to balance as you're successful and as you're trying to live your life and just enjoy the fruits of your labor. Is that someone out there is going to feel that they don't have it and they're going to have to take it from you. Or just getting rid of you is going to make them feel better.
At this point, it could be all of the above. Like, that's how I be like. I
just don't know.
That's why I say I wish I knew who it was.
Yeah.
I be thinking in my head, should I did this, then should I just spray them niggas down? Like, I be thinking all that, but it's like, who knows how it would have went, So I just did what I had to do in that moment to kind of survive.
Well, ultimately, I think it went the best possible way it could have gone.
Exactly.
You walked away
alive
from an attempted assassination. Like, I remember when I said that, I put that in my headline and everyone kind of ran with the Vlad TV assassination tagline. You ran away from you got away from an assassination attempt, lightly injured. Your car has insurance. You could stay out the city. You don't live there and have to go back to your house and potentially see these guys tomorrow.
Right.
I can't think of a better solution to this situation. I really can't.
I mean, I can, but I wouldn't say it on Vlad.
Right. Well, but even with that.
Because it's almost like I would rather know who they are. I don't want to redo it. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather nip it in the bud. I still feel like I haven't nipped it in the bud. So that's where I'm at with it. Like, man, that's the paranoia and the not having any closure part. It's like not knowing what it was. So I'd rather know what it was, even if it went bad or good, versus just being oblivious.
Well, let me streets talk. Yeah. I think eventually you'll find out.
Exactly.
And then you could deal with it however you want to deal with it.
Oh, I'm dealing with it in a positive way.
There you go.
Like when you said assassination, I was like, but then I thought, I'm a real activist. When I speak, when I do music, when I'm rapping, I'm just not rapping no rah-rah. Like, I'm really empowering. I'm really educating. So, the devil do work twice as hard for guys like me.
Yeah.
That's really trying to make a change. That's really going to, be able to influence the youth, be able to change laws, get guys out of prison, etc. So he working hard, but I tell people all the time, I got the same wounds Jesus had.
There you go.
These the only ones I got.
There you go. There you go.